I think what's important for us to realize about education here in South Carolina is for over a generation, the Republican Party has been in control over almost every level of government, and they failed us. We're ranked at the bottom of the entire country as far as education. We need to elect Democrats in order to fix the education system here in South Carolina.
The Republicans have not invested in public education. The Democrats will.
When we go to the polls on November 3rd, we have a choice to make. We can vote for representatives that want to support our teachers and our public schools, or we can vote for representatives that want to take our hard-earned tax dollars and push them into private schools.
If you're voting Republican and you're a teacher for local elections, that you're voting against your own best interest.
We build our prison budgets and our college scholarship budgets 10 years out based on third grade test scores. So when kids don't show up ready to learn young, they fall behind, and we're betting on them as a state to never catch up. So let's make sure they show up ahead and have universal pre-K.
And we know in a state that's plagued by educational disparities that we can make up the most ground if we focus on pre-K. So I want to see us do more for kids that are ages 0 to 5.
And so when we look at where we are today, especially in Charleston County, where individuals are still in de facto segregation, we must make certain that all schools are funded properly.
The same refrain that we hear often, but it's the truth, which is the education quality should not be restricted to your zip code.
I feel that we need to put the trades back in the school.
We need an umbrella bill that would become law that would teach all the schools in the state of South Carolina advanced manufacturing.
Let's talk about virtual education and the classroom. My 5 children are all going virtual right now, and I am slowly losing my mind because, man, it is a lot to be with them every day, all day, and clicking through all these different screens and making sure everybody's turning in stuff. And I also see the teachers, how they're struggling. We just have to do better for our children.
Well, the problem now is as we're seeing telehealth and virtual education and all of these things require the internet. So we have to have internet access in every home. And right now there are about 190,000 homes across the state that don't have reliable internet access. So rural broadband is an issue that's become even more exacerbated with this pandemic and something that has to be addressed now.
I think that to help our schools serve every kid during this pandemic, we really need to do our part to contain this virus, and that means wearing a mask and practicing social distancing so that we can really get our kids back in school.
We need to pay our teachers better because you know what? You pay and retain talent, change happens.
I was a product of a public school. My family is matriculated through public schools. I understand the importance and value of an education if you invest in it.
One of my top priorities is making sure that our public schools are funded. Both of my daughters are proud Charleston County School District students, and making sure that their teachers, their schools, their classrooms are funded is incredibly important to me.
Teachers are complaining in our schools that they don't have enough resources to supply to their students, okay? That's embarrassing.
As the county auditor, we've worked to find innovative ways to make sure the school district receives all the money that they're entitled to through taxes and ensure that the folks who are supposed to be paying their taxes do pay their taxes.
We need to put our money where our mouth is. We have been saying for years that we need to pay teachers, we need to have smaller classroom sizes, we need K-3. We've finally gotten K-3, but we need to speak up and put money behind the causes.
Schools cannot operate without proper funding, and I want to make sure that I'm there advocating for the proper revenue stream for our education system.
It is time for us to flip the paradigm. There is absolutely no reason South Carolina's national ranking shouldn't be in the top 10 in this nation.